So hello dear students, today we shall start the last part of the chapter, the Happy Prince. And today we are going to finish the chapter, begin the last part of the chapter. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. So in the last part we have read that the Happy Prince was roaming around the city and telling the Happy Prince the sad story of the city, the misery of the city. Again, the Happy Prince traveled around the city, roamed around the city, and returned to the Happy Prince and told what he saw. So we read in the last part that the Happy Prince saw two little boys. They were sleeping under the archway of a bridge, and they were very hungry. So he returned back and told the incident to the Happy Prince, and the Happy Prince replied that, "I am covered with fine gold." Said the prince, "You must take it off leaf by leaf and give it to the poor. The living always think that gold can make them happy." So when the swallow returned to the prince and told the incident, the Happy Prince replied that, "My body is covered with fine gold. You take leaf by leaf and give them to the poor, because the people always think that gold can make them happy." So leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off, till the Happy Prince looked quite dull and grey. So leaf after leaf, what the swallow did, the swallow picked off the gold leaf from the Happy Prince's body, and it flew over the city and gave those leaves to the poor and needy people. And slowly the Happy Prince looked dull and grey, because no leaf was there anymore on his body, and he looked dull and grey. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier, and they laughed and played in the street. "We have bread now," they cried. So leaf after leaf the little swallow he brought to the poor, and the children's face grew rosier. After getting the leaf, the children became happy. They laughed and played in the street. "We have bread now," they cried. After getting the leaf, they became happy, because they can sell the leaf and they can buy food for themselves. And they were very happy. They laughed and they played in the street, and they cried that, "We have bread now." Then the snow came, and after the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. The streets looked as if they were made of silver. Everybody went about in furs, and the little boys wore scarlet caps and skated on the ice. So then what happens? The snow came. The Happy Prince the swallow told the Happy Prince that, we read that he told the Happy Prince that, "I shall leave for Egypt, because there will be snowfall. Soon there will be snowfall, and I cannot survive in this critical situation." So the snow came and it covered the city. The streets looked as if they were made of silver. So now the snow covered the city, and the streets looked as if they were made of silver, because due to snow the streets were covered and they were shining as if the streets were made of silver. So everybody went about in furs, and all the people in the city, they were very happy, they were very excited. And the little boys wore scarlet caps and skated on the ice. So, and what the little boys did? The little boys, they wore red color caps and they skated on the ice. Skating is a game which is played in in those areas which have frequent snowfalls. So the little boys, they were skating on the ice. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder since the snow came, and this weather is not suitable for the little swallow. So the little swallow grew colder and colder. But he would not leave the prince. He loved him too well. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking, and tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. So what the little swallow did? The little swallow would not leave the happy prince. Since the swallow already told the happy prince that I shall stay with you forever because you don't have eyes, and I shall tell you the pathetic stories of the people around your city. And the swallow, and now the swallow is feeling very cold, and he don't want to leave the happy prince because he loved him so much. And to keep himself warm, he picked up crumbs. Crumb means small pieces of bread. So the happy prince the swallow picked up small pieces of bread outside the baker's shop when the baker was not looking, and tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. Since he was hungry, the swallow was hungry, so he picked up small pieces of bread from the baker's shop, and what he did, he flapped his wings because he need to keep himself warm. But at last he knew that he was going to die. Since this weather is not suitable for the swallow knew that he would die, and what he did, he had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. Goodbye, dear prince, he murmured, will you let me kiss your hand? So the swallow knew that he would die very soon, and he doesn't have enough strength. He can reach the happy prince tower statue, and the swallow flew over the town and reached the statue of the happy prince and told the happy prince that goodbye, dear prince, he murmured. The swallow was feeling very cold and he was going to die. In the low voice, he told the happy prince that goodbye, dear prince, will you let me kiss your hand? The swallow asked the happy prince that I am going, goodbye, will you let me kiss your hand? I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow. So now the swallow said that I am glad, I am happy that so now the happy prince said that I am happy, little swallow, that you are going to Egypt. You have stayed too long here, but you must kiss me on the lips, for I love you. So the happy prince and the little swallow, they developed a deep relation, a deep affection among themselves. Since the swallow was assisting the happy prince told swallow that you don't need to kiss my hands, you must kiss my lips because I love you. It is not to Egypt that I am going, said the swallow. I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not? Now the happy prince is clearing the confusion of, and so now the swallow is clearing the confusion of the happy prince. The happy prince thought that the swallow is leaving for Egypt, but he doesn't know that the swallow is going to die. So the swallow said that I am not going to Egypt. I am going to the house of death, and you know that death is the brother of sleep, isn't it? And he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. So the little swallow kissed the happy prince on the lips and he fell down at his feet. At that moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue as if something had broken. And when the little swallow fell at the feet of the happy prince, and at that moment, a big crack sounded inside the statue of the happy prince, as if something had broken. The fact is that the leaden heart had snapped into two. And what was the sound? The sound was that the leaden heart of the happy prince broke into two parts. It certainly was a dreadful hard frost, and the writer is telling that it might be because of the weather, because it is very cold, and due to which the heart has broken into two parts. Early the next morning, the mayor was walking in the square below in the company with the town councillors. As they passed the column, he looked up at the statue. "Dear me, how shabby the happy prince looks," he said. So the next morning, the mayor of the city and his councillors were walking, and they were walking below the column, that is below the tower of the happy prince, and they looked up, and the mayor said that, "Dear me," that means "oh my God," or that is, this expression is called, no, he exclaimed that, "What happened? What is this? How shabby the happy prince looks, how dirty the happy prince looks, how untidy the happy prince looks," he said. "How shabby indeed," cried the town councillors. So the mayor exclaimed that how dirty the happy prince looks now, and the town councillors, they were also the puppet of the mayor, and they also said that yes, how dirty the happy prince looks now. Agreed with the mayor, and they went up to look at it. And the town councillors went up to the statue to look at it. The Rabi has fallen out of his sword, the eyes are gone, and he is golden no longer, said the mayor. In fact, he is little better than a beggar. So now the town councillors went up to investigate that what happened to the statue, and they found that there were no sapphires, there was no ruby, and the golden leaves have fallen. So they said that in fact he is little better than a beggar. So the town councillors were talking to the mayor, and they reported the mayor that this statue is little better than the condition of a beggar. Little better than a beggar, said the town councillors. So the Rabi has fallen out of his sword, his eyes are gone, and he is golden no longer, said the mayor. In fact, he is little better than a beggar. These lines were said by mayor. I'm sorry. These lines were said by mayor. The mayor looked at the statue, and he was talking with his councillors. He told that this statue looks better, little better than beggar, because it doesn't have anything left on it. Little better than beggar, said the town councillors. So I told you earlier that the town councillors were the puppet of the mayor, and they were always listening to what the mayor would tell, and they repeat the same words, and they always support, or they always don't deny what the mayor would tell them. See the town councillors, and here is actually a dead bird at his feet, continued the mayor. And the mayor again was talking with the town councillors, and the mayor told the town councillor that, look, there is also a dead bird lying at the feet of the statue. We must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed to die here. Proclamation means order. So the mayor again told the town councillor that we must issue an order that birds are not allowed to die here. And the town clerk made a note of the suggestion. The town clerk was also there with the mayor, and he quickly noted the suggestion. So they pulled down the statue of the Happy Prince as he is no longer beautiful, he is no longer useful, said the art professor at the university. So what they did, they pulled down the statue of the Happy Prince and took it to the art university, and the professor of the art university told that this statue is no longer beautiful, this statue is no longer useful. Then they melted the statue in the furnace. What a strange thing, said the overseer of the workmen at the foundry. This broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace, we must throw it away. So they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. So that art professor gave the report that this statue is no longer useful, and getting the report, the people from the town councillors that took it and they melted the statue in a furnace. And the workmen of that foundry, they told that this leaden heart will not melt, we must throw it. And they threw the leaden heart outside on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. So dear students, this is the end of the story, and in the last there are a few lines which are believed to be the words of God. So let's read the lines. Bring me the two most precious things in the city. The God ordered his angels that bring me the two most precious things of the city. Said God to one of his angels, and the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. And the angel, he brought the leaden heart of the Happy Prince and the dead swallow. You have rightly chosen, said God, for in my garden of paradise the little bird shall sing forever. And the God told the angel that you have rightly bought the two most precious things, you have rightly chosen, and in my garden of paradise the little bird shall sing forever, and in my city of gold the Happy Prince shall always praise me. So dear students, this is the end of the chapter. If you have any problem regarding the chapter, you can call me or you can text me. Thank you.